April's about a week away and it is jam-packed with mobile exclusive that we've been waiting for more than a year now. March, however, still pretty packed too with new releases, and today we're looking at 20 of the biggest games released in March, mainly the past few days or a week for your Android and iOS devices as well. Alright guys, what? Quick mission over here. Ace Racer is available now on the Google Play as of literally yesterday, sitting there with over 1 million downloads and a 4.7 out of 5. This game is playable only online and takes you down about 2 gigabytes and storage. Right now there's complaints by a very small group of players that it is in some occasions glitching. Nothing I've come across or about the million players that have rated the game. So with that in mind, this game is probably the most generous in customization and graphics for a racing game. It is fast-paced as hell, game is free, and has a ton of cars to unlock. I'll never go back down. Devil May Cry is available now on the Google Play and the App Store in English, finally, since like 12 hours ago, and it'll let you play the game in its beta phase. Guys, in case you didn't know this before, Devil May Cry Peak of Combat lets you experience a brand new story with adjusted gameplay in smoothness, mechanics, and story, bringing in the familiar Devil May Cry characters such as Neo, some roguelike elements, team gameplay, PvP battles, and more. Just take a look in case you missed it. Coming up behind that, we have from a few days back a strategy survival shooter multiplayer game here called Dustless. This is a semi-real-time management tactical shooter. You see, somewhere an alien shooter and a state of decay. You see, Dustless is an online game in nature. It's about 1 gigabyte in size, downloaded over 10,000 times already, and has a 4.8 out of 5 already. Game is huge in scale and one of the most addicting games of the past few months at least. It's actually bug-free. Available on the Play Store for a couple of weeks now, we have a survival semi-open world multiplayer craft and action game here going by the name Sailor's Odyssey. Sitting on the Play Store with almost 10,000 downloads and a 4.5 out of 5 about some pirate maroon on an island and premise. Technically where you have to fight off all sorts of mythical and fantasy forces and loot with which you get better gear and weapons. Anyway, this game is divine in visuals and it is initially about 400 megabytes in size. Coming up behind that from a few days ago, we have Life I Brasil. This is actually an open world realistic driving sim, somewhere a Grand Theft Auto and San Andreas, another half car driving online, the sim game from a few months ago, except this one takes place in Brazil and it is a little more mission based. This game is playable offline actually, it's about 700 megabytes in size and it's got a 4.8 out of 5 on the Google Play. It's also available on both platforms.
Dead men don't need to know my name.
If you've been looking for a decent idle RPG, Yggdrasil 2 over here, technically the sequel to Yggdrasil the origin from last year, actually one of the most fun RPG idle games all the way, going by Awakening is available now for a few days on the Play Store and has already downloaded over 10,000 times with an almost 4.5, only rated down by its difficulty and complex nature. Frankly guys, this game is perfect. It's really good in graphics, pretty fun turns, great music, and about 1 gigabyte storage only. Do check it out.
Waltz and feel the world on my behalf. Yggdrasil 2 Awakening.
Pre-register now for early access to these limited rewards.
10 out of 10, technically rated a 3.4 out of 5 because it is a buggy game and a little bit a tad difficult in nature. At number 7 we have Witch Market, an adventure RPG from the same developers of Defense War, kind of cloned off of Barristo Heroes, but more realistic in characters and a little less rewarding in nature. Guys, Witch Market is about 700 megabytes in size. It's a PvE game. Highly recommended if you're looking for a chilling game. This is how it really looks. You see, Story Equestrian is available on both platforms as of yesterday, finally. See, it's available through its pre-registration state and it is already signed up over 100,000 times on the Google Play. This is in case you missed out on the announcement, a open world adventure horse ranch sort of sim, technically social life management sim. It's a free game in nature, it's playable online only and set to be released fully globally by a month from now. Take a look. Number 9 with a 4.4 out of 5 and over 100,000 downloads as of 2 days ago. We've got over here Mini Tennis Clash and Smash, which is an online and also offline sports tennis game, maybe one of the most challenging sport games there on the Google Play. It's actually quite hard and I believe it's only rated down by the amount of difficulty. Otherwise, definitely a 10 out of 10 in every way. It's addicting, very rewarding in pace, it's actually very comforting and literally bug-free. Number 10 from literally last year, finally here and available worldwide, globally as of last week. We have Cozy Island, a management life sim, actually offline game, which in this case is actually a downside instead of an advantage. Because you see, Cozy Island is just a chill sim. It doesn't have a story, no real grind, only just a legit graphic and some decent gameplay mechanics. Maybe if it was a paid game, I'm saying it would have been getting some update. Anyway, it's really worth a try. It's about 150 megabytes initially, and this is how it really looks. If you like middle slot games, we've got a pretty decent clone of run and gun shooter on the Play Store through pre-registration, available worldwide, actually going by the name Autogun Heroes. Well, you see, not just a run and gun like the middle slot games, but actually a skill-based platformer and some of the best graphics in its style, especially if we're talking free games and mobile exclusive. Autogun is about 150 megabytes in size, it's playable both online and offline and download over 10,000 times already. Okay guys, now number 12 from precisely last month. We've got over here Dawn of Ages, a strategy wave-based online and offline game, still in its early phase of development, so technically it's not either on Google or on the App Store, but available unofficially using links down in the description. Anyway, Dawn of Ages is about 800 megabytes in size, it's free, and it's set to come out officially next month. Mighty Doom is available now on the Play Store worldwide for a month now, and it just received its first official patch. Literally fine-tuned the game to a perfection state with 0 bugs as of last week. Guys, if you are new here, see, Mighty Doom is, as the title just indicates, the single most mightiest action run and gun shooter, halfway an alien shooter, and a Binding of Isaac with dungeon crawling and randomly generated stages that is playable only online, which is literally the only downside of this game. Number 14, as the second decent strategy game out of its company, the second work of the company, we've got over here Mafia Connect, which is an auto battle RPG strategy where your ultimate goal is to become the most powerful gangster in a mafia city, set about 10 years into the future from now, where people now actually do have superpowers to handle super crimes. Story is pretty interesting because you are one of these crime bosses, so you get to go up and eventually stop this nonsense as you get stronger. This game's free and playable only online. Play it.
Just moving, crashing, running, bumping, full of the hard time, believe in yourself and shine. When the dark light, the world's upside down, turning round, I standing up, playing with fire. Go ahead and fight.
Not only an idle, but an action shooter at the same time. At number 15, we have Alive Final Weapon, what is actually labeled as a sim game because, well, it's got RPG components and idle game elements too. See, technically you go in rounds in this game and fuel, then overkill, and shoot as many monsters and bosses into bits, so you can then eventually upgrade your weapon and skills. It's a really addicting game, it's pretty fast, and actually free all the way. Mythic Summon at number 16 from no more than 24 hours ago is a card battle AFK style idle game that doesn't really limit itself by idle elements. It has roguelike elements and maze exploration stuff as well. Like if you've ever played the AFK arena game from Lilith Games, you probably know the drill with this one as well, where you get a juicy dose of other modes to play for a little bit of extra kick and more engagement. Mythic Summon has been out for a while now and it's just got its first official update. I've actually never played one of these myself, but I know that there's been a good few of these out since last year. At number 17, we have a racing tycoon game, which is, you know, the drill with tycoon games, lets you manage a nice big garage and customize cars, make a team, and eventually become the lord of the road. But you know, setting just the right combination of cars together. Anyway guys, Street Racing Manager Tycoon is playable free, about 600 megabytes in size, and has a 4.3 out of 5 on both platforms. Pirate Arena, on the other hand, is a base building and fighting PvP action ship strategy game that, you see, mostly or mainly your job is to earn and craft pieces of equipment, discover a good combination, upgrade the ship, and go about the sea to test your skills against other players. Very easy recommendation if you're like me and you're into sea battles. The only downside of this game is that it's only playable online. It's got pretty nice graphics and it is rated very positively so far. At number 19, from a tad over a week ago, we've got a anime waifu collection idle RPG as a first work of its developers here called Grand Sanctuary. Pretty good game if we're talking graphics. I mean, the babes here are on some next level design and the rewarding system is actually pretty addicting too. Game's downloaded only 1,000 times, mainly because it's coming as the first work of its developers. It's free and takes you down about 300 megabytes tops. If you like your strategy games, turn-based, and about World War, we've got one of those games in the list here as well. Downloaded only 50 times since last night, going by the name Frontline Panzer Blitzkrieg. Guys, Frontline here is about 300 megabytes in size as well. It's actually playable offline, and it is a tactics, operation-based game. It's actually also a history accurate. It's a good game. And last but not least, I'm hoping, leave it on a good note over here, I've been struggling myself to find a good one of these for a while, so in case you're into arcade idle style shooters, well, TET Survival over here is one of the best that I've had hands on for over a year now. This game's fast pace is a bullet hell, it's got so many types of enemies, characters to choose from, and a nice variety of weapons to just unlock for more engagement. This game's free and about 150 megabytes in size. It's amazing.